Imagine your phone rings. On the other end of that line is your supervisor. He's calling to tell you that your coworker that is scheduled to deploy at the end of the week has now been medically disqualified, and you are the next to go. You have 24 hours to prepare yourself and your family for this deployment. Are you ready? My name is Bernice Phillips, and today I want to talk to you about ensuring that you are ready to deploy at a moment's notice. We're going to talk about ensuring that your family is ready to go, along with things you can do at work to be sure that your medical and your training requirements are always ready to go in case, and I hope that you don't have to, but just in case you have to deploy at a moment's notice. First, let's start to talk about making sure that your family is ready. One of the most important things that you can do is to ensure that your spouse has access to all of your bank accounts, all of your bills, your car payments, anything that you can think of. If not, be sure that she has a power of attorney so that she can be able to access anything at a moment's notice. But first, before you go and get a power of attorney, I would talk with the legal office so they can give you more information on the specific types, since there are thousands of power of attorneys that you can get for everything, from your taking care of your dogs to taxes to selling your cars. Just talk with them and they'll be able to help you out. Also, be sure that your spouse has all of your contact information for your unit. Be sure that they know who your supervisor is. Give them their numbers, either an email address, or even have her add them on Facebook. And also be sure that somewhere in the house you write down the phone numbers for your first sergeant and your unit commander, because you never know what could happen, and if there's an emergency, she's going to need to be able to get in touch with them as soon as she can. And lastly, be sure that your spouse knows about the Airmen and Family Readiness Center. We've seen this happen with a lot of young airmen where their spouse just does not know where to go for help. Oftentimes, the Airmen and Family Readiness Center will have family events that are tailored for the deployed spouses and your children if you have some. These events are good for your spouse to get out and meet other people who are in the same situation as they are. And plus, once they have a friend or a great support group, it'll make their time go by a lot faster. Now I would like to talk about and make sure that you are ready to go. Now I know, training is always a big deal, but first let's always make sure that your immunizations are always up to date. Nobody likes to deploy with sore arms. And then, like I said, training is a huge deal, so please be sure that everything is completed. That way at the last minute, you're not spending time trying to catch up, so you can spend time with your family. And next, be sure that your mobility records and your mobility bags are ready to go. Nobody likes to pack at the last minute, especially when you want to try to spend time with your family. And last and most important, please make sure you know where you are on the list. If you're the alternate, I would be prepared. I would let my family know that there is a chance that I could be deploying at any notice. Any notice is better than, hey, I'm leaving in 24 hours. So today I've talked to you briefly about how you can prepare yourself and your family for your deployment. Take your wife by the Airmen and Family Readiness Center, and be sure you take them and to be sure that they know who your supervisor is, your first sergeant and your commander. Then I talked to you about being sure that your immunizations and training records are up to date. Then we talked about your mobility bags and mobility records. And finally, and most importantly, we talked about knowing where you are on the list to deploy. I hope that you will never have to deploy in such a short notice, but we all know somebody who has. Thank you.